Namaste, guys. Christian Long, life enhancement consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Wednesday evening here at Manchester Beach, California. And man, it has been, it's been an intense day. I stayed in a city. I'm not going to name any names, but I stayed in a city that I was not happy with, not because of the people or like something happened in the city, but it was on my checklist because I wanted to go there, never been there. It was one of the most northern cities in California, and I went there and I was thoroughly disappointed. And I had two super bizarre dreams, and me saying a bizarre dream may be a little bit different than an average person's bizarre dream. So I had two very bizarre dreams at the hotel last night. And I said, okay, time for me to get some coffee. Let's do some healing clients by the bay, and then let's get out of Dodge. Alif, namaste. So I had a 4-hour drive, and that 4-hour drive ended up turning into a 5-hour drive because I was driving along, enjoying the beautiful weather. And as soon as I got out of this particular city, the clouds parted, the sun came down, the temperature rose, and I was like, there's that energy I remember from the past couple days. And so it was getting around lunchtime, and I said, okay, time to eat, time to get a bite. And I said, wouldn't it be nice to pull over and have a nice picnic by myself in a beautiful area? And then 2 minutes later, on the side of the road, it says park grounds, or not campgrounds, but something like a place to, like a park and ride or something like that. Nothing distinguishable. I was like, whatever. I don't know the area. Let's get after it. And I ended up taking the exit, going about 1.5 miles through the exit, and it brings me into the Redwood Forest, one of the Humboldt County Redwood Forests, where I got to have an amazing lunch, and then I got to do an amazing meditation practice right on top of a 300-plus-year-old tree that's 150 feet tall, and I could have stayed there all day. So just like my experience in Mount Shasta, I could have stayed there all day. I could have stayed there all day with the beautiful redwood trees. Gorgeous. On this trip, I'm going to be going through Monterey, then Fresno, and then the Sequoia National Forest. As I understand it, sequoias are wider and redwoods are taller, as I understand it. But I'll get to validate that firsthand in the next week. So, on my way here, I saw a sign, road sign, that had the little squigglies, right? Means like lots of curves on the road, not what is it, Lizzo? Who's the black female rapper? Not her, because she's known as very curvy. Not her, but the road itself, super, super curvy. My body's exhausted. Super, super curvy. And I was like, I can handle a little bit of curviness. No problem. I've been doing it most of this road trip. But then I saw for the next 22 miles. Have you ever been to a theme park and you're like, I can't wait to go on the roller coaster? How long is the roller coaster ride typically? A minute? Right? A minute, maybe 2 minutes if it's one of those super advanced ones. This went on for an hour of jarring back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and going 15 miles an hour, then immediately going 25 miles an hour, then immediately going 10 miles an hour. And then it was just like exhausting. I feel like my brain was like getting smashed up against my skull for an hour straight. It was intense. If I knew this part of the trip would be as it was, I would have completely not taken the trip. Like I would have gone a completely and utterly different way to get to where I am now. But man, oh man, intense. Along the way, I saw a bunch of cows on the other side of the street. So you have the ocean, the road, and then you have farmland. Who knew that there was farmland by the ocean? So they're stupid, fat, idiot cow, ocean cows. I didn't even know they existed. And they look different than other cows because driving all over Colorado and driving throughout Montana, you see cows everywhere, right? They're everywhere. But man, seeing these ocean cows, they just look different because they're eating probably like kelp and seaweed and all these other things that are coming from the sea. But it was bizarre to see cows like right by the ocean. Never seen that before in my entire life. I drove by a house that had their mailbox said the Longs on it. So I was like, what's up, my people? What's up, the Longs? And then further down that route was, what else did I see? I saw a cable wire going from one pole across the ocean to another pole. It was like some weird part, and I just saw this like beautiful bird perched on there, and I thought to myself, how can the bird just be so still on that? Like, you don't see the bird trying to like get balance or move its body, right? It's just, what is it? Its talons are so strong it just hooks in, and then its body is motionless, right? Because if we were standing on it, we would be like doing our best to like balance on it. And I was like, why is the bird not having to do that? And then there was this beautiful hawk that was looking for something. I think it found something in the road, like it was trying to capture it, but cars kept coming by it, so I had to keep flying back up and then fly back down. Another car would come and it would fly back up. So when I came, it flew up and it flew with me for maybe like 15 or 20 feet. This giant hawk. It was beautiful. So that was pretty cool. I saw a giant, this is again by the ocean. It's super weird to see these things by the ocean. I saw a giant deer. With like huge antlers, giant antlers, and it was just sitting down in the field relaxing. Super strange. I was like, it wasn't like a little deer. You know the little deers you always see trying to cross the street, the mother deers or the little baby deers. They're not that big. This thing was massive. It was a male. It was an old male. Massive, huge antlers. I was like, damn. So he was on the opposite side of where the cows were. The cows were on the left side, and then on the right side was this enormous, I don't know what you call it, a buck? It's not my area of expertise, so correct me in the comment section. And then there was these drop-offs, these amazing drop-offs, like 200 foot drop-offs right into the ocean. Right off a cliff. So here's something I've always fantasized. Now, I'm not suicidal by any stretch, but it's something I've always fantasized. These two things is, so you're driving really fast on the highway, and to the right of you is the ocean, right? The right of you is the ocean, and it's like a 200 or 300 foot drop, right? And I always think to myself two things. One, how far could I just turn the wheel and go off a little ramp? How far could I go into the ocean? That's one thing that I think of. And the other one is when I'm driving in mountainous regions where there's big hills, not quite mountains, but big hills, I always think to myself, I wonder how far up that hill I could get the car before it just flips over. So I'm always thinking of those two things. Not to kill myself or take my life or anything like that. It's just something I've always wondered. How funny that would be. So I tried to get pizza tonight. They're closed for the day. They're only open Thursday through Monday. So they're closed Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'll have to have some pizza tomorrow. The Wi-Fi is not super good here. I got my tent set up. The place is beautiful. This place is gorgeous. It's been a super cloudy day and misty day and what have you. But the place is beautiful. Very, very good energy. So my body is exhausted. But I just want to say lots of love to each and every one of you. Thank you for jumping on these live streams, even if for a moment in time, and sharing these memories with me. I was working with clients today, and I was telling them like some updates of what's going on, and they were like super happy, and oh man, I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. You know, it's such a great opportunity to travel for this time, and it's like I want to embrace it. I know it seems like today is like a a little bit dragging, but it's all good. Even the points in this trip that I felt like I was going to puke my guts out the window, I was still being grateful because I go, God, I get to see a different area. I get to have a different experience. I get to go through this winding 22 miles. It was aggressive. It was aggressive. For anyone that knows what a switchback is, imagine 1,000 switchbacks all right next to each other. And it was cool because the temperature dropped. When I was higher up, within a 7-minute drive, the temperature dropped as I was driving down the hill 12 degrees. In 7 minutes, the temperature changed 12 degrees. That's pretty amazing. I've never seen that. It's not like the elevation was that different, but 12 degrees is 12 degrees. There was something else I was going to say to you guys. What was it? It was about an animal, I think. I don't know. But anyways, I'll try to post some pictures of the campsite, some videos of hitting the Pacific Ocean. Those are beautiful shots. But this town, it's called Center Point. So Manchester Beach is this exact area, but then the town, which is about 6 miles from here, is called Point Center. Either Point Center or Center Point, I forget which one. And it's the weirdest little town. It's unlike any beach town I've ever been to, on the East Coast and on the West Coast. You'd have to see it. I can't describe it to you. It's just super funky and weird, and everything seems to close at 6 o'clock. And there were like, as I was driving, it's like you see these beautiful homes overlooking the ocean, and then the next house is like a trailer park that is 40 years old, that is falling apart, that's also overlooking the ocean. And I kept noticing that throughout the 3-hour drive time in this area. You see beautiful houses, and then right next to it is just, you're like, what's going on here? It's like they're stuck in time in the 1950s or 60s. So, and this town is the same. It's very strange. Anyways, I'll send you guys the videos. You'll see it. You'll have an experience of what I'm talking about. But again, it was good to see this. I got to find out where Bigfoot is on my drive here. I finally found him. You know where Bigfoot has been this entire time?